Okay, let's try another question today. Let's no, take a question under risks and compliance. Let's do something hard here. Let's make it pretty hard. All right. The CyberJedi is channeling the force here. Looks like a long question, long, scary question. But let's see how this goes. Other question under risk management compliance. Top questions like a seasoned executive balancing security with business. Okay. A critical web application processes sensitive customer data. During a recent vulnerability assessment, a significant vulnerability is discovered in the core components, which, if exploited, could lead to severe data breach with high financial and reputational impact. The vendor has released a patch, but applying it immediately requires significant outage during peak business hours. The organization has a strict uptime requirement and a compliance mandate to protect customer data. So these are two priorities competing against each other. Now, which of the following risk response strategies will be most appropriate in initial actions considering the competing priorities? Oh wow, okay. Now this is a difficult one, a challenging one. Okay, we can either do the risk acceptance, document the vulnerability, and plan to apply the patching during the next scheduled maintenance windows while increasing monitoring. That looks very compelling. I'm tempted to select that one. Risk avoidance, immediately decommission the vulnerability application. That's a stretch until a stable, non-disrupting patching solution can be implemented. So you're avoiding the risk altogether. Doesn't provide a good balance of business priorities as well as just trying to reduce the risk here. So we can also have a risk mitigation, implement a compensating control, such as a web application firewall rule book to block known exploit patterns and enhance logging while scheduling the patch for the earliest possible non-peak hours. It looks really, really compelling. Risk transfer, purchase additional security insurance, cover potential loss from data breach caused by the vulnerability. No, that actually takes a lot of time to do. So I think the risk mitigation option, which is implementing compensating control, really, really helps here. And to block the known exploit pattern and enhance login while scheduling the patch for the earliest possible peak time. So I'm going to go with answer numbers. Go with C here. Did we get it correct? Well, oh yeah, you're absolutely correct. C is the most appropriate initial action. It perfectly navigated a complex risk scenario. Balancing security needs with business operational requirements is always important as a cybersecurity expert. Imagine a company's web application is super busy, popular restaurant, and you just covered a major structural flaw in the building, main support being the core components with a vulnerability. The flaw could cause the building to collapse, data breach, which could be catastrophic. The building architect vendor has provided a fixed patch, but applying it means shutting down the restaurant completely during its busiest dinner service, peak business hours. You have a commitment to your customers' uptime requirements and strict codes to follow compliance mandate. So anyway, I think the last one, which is risk mitigation. So implementing compensating control, which is the WAF rule, enhanced login. This is like immediately stalling temporary shoring poles and scaffolding around the weak beams and perhaps hiring extra staff to watch for any creaks and grunts. This temporary measure doesn't fix the beam but reduces the immediate risk of collapse while you're still open for business. So while blocks any known attempts and enhanced logging helps you detect if someone tries to exploit it. Schedule the patch for the earliest possible non-peak hours. Now that you've shut up your immediate danger, you can now plan to properly fix the beam, applying the patch during a time where the restaurant is closed or very slow, minimizing disruption. So, a great question. Helps us evaluate how decisions are made weighing their, in fact, competing priorities, trying to keep the business online, as well as trying to minimize the disruption, exploitation of the potential breach, right? Applying compensating controls such as WAF, right? All right, great. Great question of the day.